Good morning all. Graham from Gulfstream Crowds. Bit chilly this morning. It's about the 6th of April. Yeah, Sunday the 6th of April. Bit chilly anyway, as I said. So we've actually installed a new diesel heater. Some may remember that I said that I was going to have a chat to Aufocus, and I have. And I am a distributor and installer for them, if anyone's keen. Very impressive little heater. All the big manufacturers use them these days apparently. They are really, really good. I was replacing an old Chinese SHI2 model. Had it for many years. I replaced the brains on the heater more than once. I fitted an aftermarket controller, which was built by an Aussie fella, very clever man, great bit of kit. Replaced the really dodgy ones that they used to have in the very early ones. The later ones, the Chinese have changed the ECUs so that they don't work anymore. So if you do have to, or you do want to use an afterburner, you have to change the ECU, which are available. I don't think it's a very expensive thing to do. So if anyone would like an afterburner, the genuine one, original one, I think I paid about $140 odd for it. If anyone wants it for $100, they're welcome. Very good very good piece of kit, but I just got sick to death of having to cross my fingers every time it was the heater, not the controller, of course. So we've lashed out and we've gone Aufocus, designed in Australia and made in Australia. Wow! Anyway, I'll show you a bit about it. Here we have the diesel heater user manual, not the instruction manual. Do have that too, but this is a very, very well produced little book. Tells you a bit about the company, keynotes about the heater and warnings. There's always warnings. Monthly checklist and maintenance, which I don't know if you need to really do, but anyway. Here's their controller. It's similar to the old type Chinese shit ones, but it's far, far better. You can have a couple of timers. You can have it on just plain heater run. You can have it on smart mode, which means that you put in a temperature that you want it to be at, and it'll stay there. And something else that I have never seen in a diesel heater before is that you can actually run fan only, which is fantastic. That's different. So it's not hard to set up. So if you just want to have a bit of air moving inside, if it's not too hot or too cold, you can do it. So it's all very straightforward. Even I could sort of work it out, which says a lot. And it's Bluetooth. You can control it by Android or iPhone or iSheep, as I call them. Very impressive. Vince, the fella that owns the company, very, very approachable fella. Very nice fella. Had a good chat to him last week. I did chat to him late last year about it, but it was getting close to summer, so no one was interested in putting the heaters in. Anyway, they're pretty good price. Retail, they're sort of, I think they're about $700, which is which I know is a lot dearer than Chinese crap, but it's a lot cheaper than your S batches and all those ones, which are just off the planet prices. I can maybe have to do a little bit of a deal on the pricing. When I turned it on this morning, probably 15 minutes ago, it was on 7 degrees. Now it's up to 14, so I've got it set at 18, so it's ticking along nicely. We'll go have a look at some other things. And here we have the exhaust, all set up. I put the heater in the same spot I had the last heater, which was in the crown, right down the far back on the right hand side beside the fridge. There's a bit of a space right down the bottom, which I fitted it in quite nicely actually. So I was pretty happy with that. It's right out of the way and it's in a space that hasn't been used before, or it doesn't get used, so to me it was definitely worth putting there. Anyway, that's the exhaust, and you can hear it working. It's pretty quiet, and the other thing about it is too that I run my inlet back inside the van, and also run the fuel line inside the van to where the pump is inside the van, and then it comes out again and then goes to the heater. Also, the air intake is inside, not outside, just to keep it clean. Just a bit neater for me. I like it that way. So here we have underneath the van. There's the bottom of the diesel heater there. Got exhaust here, which the heater's been running for half an hour. It's warm, but it's touchable. Here we have air intake, which I've actually got inside the van, not outside, so you don't get water in it. And what's the point of heating up cold air when you can heat up warm air inside? Yeah, I think it's much better. And also I have, from my fuel tank, which is a 20 litre jerry can, instead of a 7.5 or a 5, comes out through, this is the standard Aufocus fuel filter, reusable. Pull it apart, clean it, chuck it back. Simple. So you don't need to carry spares. And then I've encased the fuel line in some convoluted tubing, and it runs through underneath there, and it goes up inside there. That's inside where the heater is, and it goes to the pump. So the pump's not either getting damage and water and dust and rocks and whatever on it. So that it goes through the pump, and then it comes back out through here, and again goes in its convoluted tubing and runs straight to the heater. So there's really not much hanging around outside to get damaged. I think it looks neater. It's not hard to do, a little bit more muck around, but not much. And I think it looks good, makes it safer, makes it cleaner. And you're heating up slightly warmer air than freezing cold air outside. So that's it underneath. Just another little angle shot showing, I tried to keep it up as high as I could for exit angle. Not that we do that sort of full drive much these days, but it's sort of behind the stable leg, so it is protected a little bit rather than just hanging it down anywhere. You need to have it lower than the actual heater, obviously. Condensation, water. When it burns, there is a little bit of water. The exhaust has a couple of holes in it to drain water out as it gets used, so it's not going to rust out in a hurry. So, there you have it. She's gone up to about 15 degrees. Very pleasant. It's not very loud. I cannot hear the pump because it's buried right down in the bowels of the right hand side of the van, so I'm pretty happy with that. So once again, if you're not familiar with the crowns, although most of you are, so that's the table, the trifold table which folds out. There's our new upholstered back seats and the little cupboard down there where it's very difficult to get to, right down underneath there, right down the bottom on the floor is where the heater sits. The outlet's just there. Not too loud either, it's pretty good. I've got the fan up pretty high, so we're ready for Easter. It's going to be a bit cold Easter time, so we thought we'd get this sorted anyway. Probably talk to you over Easter. we might do a few things when we're camping. Cheers all.